your, uh, what do I call this? I was going to say welcome to your channeled message reading because it is your channeled message reading. But welcome in, my beautiful people. This is the Dream Clairvoyant. I hope you're doing well, feeling safe, and feeling blessed because you are. I want to apologize. I haven't been able to upload as frequently as I usually do, but I've still channeled so many helpful and insightful messages for some of you, and I'm going to be relaying all of them this weekend. This is the second channeled message live stream that I've done. So go and watch all of them. Okay, just click my channel's name and you'll see all of the recent uploads that I've done. All right, you guys. This is a very specific message for someone out there. It's not going to resonate with everyone, but watch it, and take what resonates, leave what does not, or just watch it to learn from another person's story. Right? We can always learn from other people's story. Um, there's someone. Okay, if this is your message, your ordination is coming. And why am I using the word ordination? God has chosen you. God has selected you. God has ordained you for something great. It is a position that you're going to be in. It is a role that you're going to play. And there is an opportunity that's coming towards you. Your ordination is about to happen. But God is not going to let it happen for some of you because you're surrounded by snakes. Change your environment. Change your environment. Change your surroundings. And some of you may even need to change the people who are in your environment, in your surroundings, the people who are close in proximity to you. This almost feels like an assassination plot. And I don't like to use those kind of words because I never want to instill fear in anybody. But the devil does not want you to step into this position. The devil does not want you to fill in this role that God has ordained you for. Your ordination is coming, which means you're about to be elevated into this position that God has called you to be in. But the enemy thinks that they can stop you. They can block you, right? Which is insane because no one can block God. Nobody can block the will of God. The will of God will always be done above all wills, but the enemy will always try. They'll never succeed, but they will try. I'm using the word an assassination plot because you have an enemy or you have enemies who have infiltrated your world, your life. You need to change your environment before this ordination can happen, okay? For some of you who have been experiencing delays, it could be that God is the one who's purposely creating this delay because I've said it before on the channel. Certain blessings will not enter your life until you've created a safe space for it. So until you make the changes in your environment and with the people who are around you, this blessing won't come in. Your ordination won't happen. Your elevation won't happen. Because if the blessing comes in, many of you have snakes around you who will try to assassinate you, who will try to sabotage you. Now, you need to change your environment, whosoever you are. Whether this is you changing your living environment, some of you have enemies who have infiltrated your home. We've had countless readings about this, especially for those of you who live in, like apartment complexes, residential buildings. That's too easy. Your adversaries have conspired with the owners and the people of that building, and they're just waiting. You have snakes around you. You have enemies who are stationed around you, and they're just waiting to, like they're literally just waiting to take a hit. When this blessing comes in, they want to assassinate you. I don't use that word. There's so many words I don't use on the channel because I don't like to instill fear in people. Like I said, this message isn't for everyone, but it's for someone out there who God is wanting to promote and elevate. Your ordination is coming. The thing is, for those of you where it's in your living right? Your enemy, the enemy has infiltrated your living situation. It could be where you live. You might need to change where you live. It could be the people. Some of you are very affluent. You may have a personal team of people. You may have a personal assistant. You may have a chef. You may have a nanny. You may have a private, what is it? A private driver, right? You may have a butler, a gardener. Some of you are very blessed materially and you have a personal team. Some of you have to realize that people from your team, your personal team, they've taken bribes from your adversaries. You've been invaded. Others of you, you've been invaded in your work life. The team of people who you work with, they've turned against you. They've taken a bribe. Until you make these changes, your ordination isn't going to happen. Your elevation, your leveling up, it's not going to happen because you have too many snakes around you. And when this blessing comes in, they will all attack. You have snakes who are in close proximity to you, and they're just waiting. They're waiting to betray you. They're waiting to take that hit. But I feel like your ordination is coming soon, sooner than later. Now, here's how you're going to mess up their plan. By changing your environment, but you got to shift a little bit, make some adjustments if you can. By changing your environment and changing the people who are in close proximity to you. Some of you, it's as simple as you just moving. But wherever you move, make sure that it doesn't follow you there. Okay? Make sure that it doesn't follow you there. The main plot is to keep you in a place where they can monitor you. They can watch you, they can invade you, they can control you. If you break free out of this place and you separate yourself from the people who have taken the bribes from your enemies to do this, they're not going to be able to control you. Like some of you, just by you changing your surroundings, just by you changing your surroundings or changing your environment, it destroys the enemy's plans because they need to keep you in a controlled environment to move forward with their evil agenda. It's simple. The moment you remove yourself from this controlled environment, the moment you remove these deceitful betrayers from around you, the enemy's plans falls apart. Some of your enemies will even have to do the right thing now because you're not in an environment where they can control you. You're not around people who they can, go through to betray you. Is this making sense? And so then they'll have to do the right thing. The moment there's something here with your environment, your surroundings, or the people around you, if it's either with your living environment or it's your work environment. You got to make changes. You got to make some adjustments. You got to change your surroundings. You have snakes all around you. And they are going through the people who are close in proximity to you to betray you. They are going through the people, places, and things who you are connected to. So what happens when you remove these betrayers from your life? The enemy doesn't have anyone who they can go through to get to you. What happens when you remove yourself from certain places that you're connected to? Well, the enemy can't conspire with these places to get to you. The enemy will then run out of options, right? And their plans will backfire. Make some changes in your surroundings and with your environment. I'm not saying run. As children of God, we're not called to run from demons. If anything, when demons see us, demons flee. I'm not saying run. I'm not saying hide. If anything, it's your enemies who should be running and hiding. I'm saying stand in your power, but also use wisdom. discern the people, places, and things that you are currently connected to, because it is those people, places, and things that the enemy is going through to get to you. When the devil can't get to you directly, what does he do? He goes through people, places, and things that are close to you to get to you. Some of you are working with people who have literally accepted bribes from your enemies. Some of you are working with people who want to remove you from your position. Those of you who are in positions of power, status, and influence. Your team isn't really your team. They're working against you. They want to do what is it called? It's like the story of Julius Caesar. You know, that Shakespeare, the Shakespeare story of Julius Caesar. Julius was a government official. He was a leader in Rome. His own cabinet members in the Senate literally killed him, plotted his assassination. When he went to a meeting with them, they all stabbed him in the back with a sword. Each of them took turns stabbing him in his back at the cabinet meeting. His own Senate did this to him, murdered him. Some of you, your team, are the very people who want to assassinate you. They want to remove you and replace you because you have an agenda that is good. There is work that God has called you to do that goes against their own selfish wants and desires. So they want to assassinate you. They want to remove you because the path that God has called you on is not beneficial for them and their selfish wants and desires. You have snakes around you. Please don't be another Julius Caesar. Make some changes, even if it's just temporary, changes. You know, if you're someone where you work with a team of people, get some new people. Even if it's just temporary, get some new people for a little bit. Okay? Change your environment, even if it's just temporary. If you want to go on vacation, if you want to, get a rental home, you know what I'm saying? Change your environment just temporarily. You're going to see some sort of big shift happen because you're no longer in a spot, in a position, in a controlled environment where the enemies can infiltrate. And so their plans will backfire. I really hope this is making sense because I see it so clearly. All right, you guys, that is the message that I have for you. I'm going to be putting out a bunch of messages this weekend because I wasn't able to really upload as frequently as I do during the week. I hope that these messages helps you. If you'd like to connect with me, visit my website. There's so many ways that you can now connect with me. I've also added more spiritual services for those of you who are interested. Take care, my beautiful people. Many blessings to you.